Hello, good morning, good afternoon. All right. Thank you very much for being here today to this streaming. So we are live on YouTube. This time I'm gonna show you information about KNX, how it works, the real integration between many protocols. So I hope you enjoy today. Okay, so we are gonna start in a few minutes. Just 1 minute, 2 more minutes to see if someone else is joining us. I'm very happy to see you here today, and I'm going to talk about KNX and integration or how to get the most of a real project between several protocols. In this case, we are going to talk about KNX, BACnet, and Modbus all together in a BMS. Okay, so feel free to ask any question you wish anytime. You can ask your questions in the chat. I'm reading you. My team is also here with me, so thank you very much for being here today, and I hope you enjoy and learn something, of course. All right, so okay, more people is coming. Thank you very much for being here today. So for people that don't know me yet, my name is Jose Morcillo. I'm based in the USA. I'm based in Miami, in Florida, and I'm working with KNX for over 20 years. I'm quite active on social media, so if you want to follow me, please feel free to follow me on my LinkedIn account, and also follow KNX in the USA for latest news about KNX in this country, news, trends, and also to get some knowledge on KNX, because from time to time we promote KNX and we teach and we do some trainings, free trainings like these ones, and welcome to KNX. Okay, so thank you for being here today. I think this is working great. I think you can hear me, right? All of you can hear me. I'm very excited about this webinar, and hope we can learn something. So okay, so more people is coming to the live webinar. Thank you for being here today. And first of all, I'd like to say that the goal for this webinar is not promoting any brand, is not promoting anything, is not promoting any company or any product. Is just to show how we can integrate, how we can make all these protocols talk together in a BMS, in a BAS solution that may work for building, for hotels, for any kind of topology building, actually, like also villas, also homes as well. Actually, I'm going to show you an example of a villa, okay, high-end villa, that can talk to many protocols, that can grab all them together, and they can and we can monitor all of them. And I will tell you what's the difference between them and why some of them are more useful for some functions than others. Okay, so I don't pretend to set or to establish anything as a fact, let's say, in this webinar. I'm more than open to hear what you say. I'm just talking from my experience also in the USA. This webinar is framed in the US market. Okay, so if you are following us, if you are watching us from the US, this is gonna be great for you. But if not, it's gonna be also useful, okay? Because again, I'm gonna talk about KNX, I'm gonna talk about BACnet, Modbus, and I will not go into details because this is gonna be just a few minutes webinar, okay, just to give you an overview, but I hope you enjoy. So someone is asking if anyone some problems. I understand. Okay, I understand you can hear me, correct? Yes, that's true. You can hear me. It's gonna be just a few. I think you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me well. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I can see more people joining us. Seems like YouTube is working great. Thank you again for my team to be here supporting us. Thank you so much for all visitors. Actually, you are following us from many sites, not just from the USA, but also from another country. So thank you for making that happen. All right, so let me start. I'm going to start this webinar just introducing myself, explaining you who am I, what I'm doing here, what's gonna be the goal for this webinar. So let's go. So my name is Jose Mortillo, as you may know. I have more than 20 years experience in KNX. Since I finished my university degree, I've been working with KNX, to be honest. So I'm telecommunications engineer. I did not study KNX at university as a hard skill, let's say. But once I finished my degree, I decided to go into KNX. I started my practices, my training in a company, in an engineering company, and I had a chance to know KNX. And I realized that at that moment that KNX had a huge potential for automation, for building control, for homes, and so on. So I started working with KNX in many countries. I'm originally from Spain, but I've been quite active in many countries like Taiwan or Colombia, and also Spain, of course. And yeah, and I hope you enjoy this webinar today. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you, and I'd like to talk why integration is key in 2025. Okay, why integration is key in 2025, why it's important to try to integrate all these protocols, and why you need to take care of all of them. Okay, some people is asking if the webinar is going to be, or the live training is going to be recorded. Yes, the answer is yes. This is being recorded, so you can take a look afterwards. Okay, so why integration is key in 2025, and I'm going to talk today about KNX. I'm going to talk about BACnet, Modbus, and all together in a BMS. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of that, and I hope you enjoy and learn something, of course. Okay, all right, so I don't know if you can hear me well. Okay. Okay, so all right, we have some more people joining. So thank you so much for being here today. All right, wonderful. Okay, so let's continue with this. So first of all, I want to talk about KNX. Okay, KNX, as you may know, is a decentralized system. It can work on several media. We have two-step pair, we have IP, and we also have radio frequency. Unfortunately, radio frequency is not available in the USA. That frequency, 868 megahertz, is not allowed in the US country. In the USA, it's forbidden for the US market. But anyway, you can use it in other places, not other than USA. Okay, so for the US market, we have two-step pair and we have IP. The speed, and this is very important that you care of this, the speed communication is 9.6 kilobits per second. Okay, we can use IP, of course, and in that case we go over 100 megabits or gigabit, right? The applications. So KNX. Okay, in this webinar, many people already said, okay, Jose, but you cannot say that KNX is not the best protocol for HVAC, or you cannot say BACnet is not good food for lighting, which is, of course, it is good. Okay, but I'm saying, according to my experience in the last years and according to my experience in the market, what I saw is that KNX is more functional. We can get the most of the system when we are talking about lighting control, when we are talking about HVAC, okay, thermostats, fan coil controllers, any kind of AC, shading control, security, and audio video. Why? Because we have a lot of devices that can fulfill these needs. We have a lot of devices for these applications. That's the only reason. I mean, there is nothing else. There is nothing. I have nothing against BACnet or against Modbus or KNX. Absolutely not. I'm just saying what we have available in the market and what this is most suitable for. Okay, so the strength of KNX is of course, first of all, stability. Okay, KNX is 35 years in the market. It's a well-established protocol, and it's multi-vendor. That means that it's not tied. It's not linked to any company. That is, it's not Siemens. It's not from Schneider Electric or ABB or whatever, or MDT. Okay, it's multi-vendor, and it's a global standard. So it's accepted as a global standard, worldwide recognized, and you have here some recognitions. Okay, not just also in the USA. Okay, the main weakness, especially for the US market, is the UL. Okay, in the USA, it's required that line devices that has 120 or 110, 120 or 277 volts, it's required to be UL certified. In this case, we cannot find yet so many KNX devices in the market. So for the USA, we don't have a huge range of devices available in this country. However, we can run any project on KNX because we can make it work. Okay, we have some devices from different brands. Again, this is not a webinar to mention or to talk to about any brand, but we do have brands available in the USA. Okay, you can take a look at knx.us, or if you want, you can drop me an email, and I will be happy to help you. But we can make a project with KNX in the USA. All right, so let's talk about BACnet. Okay, BACnet. Okay, let me tell you something about KNX first. If you're familiar with KNX, you know that you need to add devices to the ETS. You need a tool, which is the ETS. Okay, the ETS tool. So you need, okay. So you need ETS, okay, which is the tool that we use to commission and to program and to parameterize any KNX device. Okay, this is important. We use this tool. And the other important thing is that we need to create all the group addresses in KNX. We need to create everything in KNX. I mean, we cannot just pull the information from the devices as we do, for instance, with BACnet. Okay, we need to type everything into the BMS, into the BAS, or whatever we are programming. Okay, this is something that you need to know. All right, good. So give me 1 second, please. Hold on. Okay, let me grab the presentation because I don't know where it went to. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to record. I don't know where it went to, my presentation. So hold on. Where you are. Okay. Thank you for your. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to find my presentation. Give me 1 moment, please. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. So for you that join here, I'm running the presentation about KNX, KNX BACnet and Modbus. Okay, and I'm trying to find where's my presentation. All right. So as you can see, I'm having problems trying to show the presentation, but hold on, I will make it work. No worries at all. I'm engineer, so I can solve everything, right? That's what we say. Okay, so hold on. By the way, where are you? I see many people here from many countries. If you can say your country or where you're from in the chat, that would be great, because I'd like to know where you're watching us. I can see many people also from India, right? Also people from India, actually also from USA as well. So that's great. Okay, good. Albania. Okay, wonderful. Great. So you are from several countries. That makes me happy. Okay, so okay, so I think we are good now. Okay, so as I was saying, I was talking about KNX. Okay, so in order to configure KNX, you need to create all the group addresses and everything. And what is important is that in BACnet, you don't need to do that. So it actually trigger or get all the information from the BACnet device, so you can see all the data points, you can see all the information from the device. So you grab the information from the device. This is not happening in KNX, and this is not happening either in Modbus. Okay. All right. So the speed. This is the speed for TP. Okay, MSTP. And if we go, of course, BACnet IP. So we are 100 on or over. Okay, great. So BACnet is great and is widely used for HVAC applications. It's great for AC control, for cooling systems, heating systems. Why? It's not because I think it's best for that application, it's because what we have available in the market. Okay, so it's very easy to find HVAC devices. It's very easy to find a cooling tower with already existing BACnet communication. It's not easy to find a cooling tower or fan coil with already KNX integration or KNX communication, KNX protocol. Okay, because KNX is a protocol like BACnet or Modbus, but it's more often to see again BACnet communication for HVAC devices. That's all. Okay, that's all. I'm not saying that is best for that application or not. For energy, we also can find many energy managing solutions that can talk HVAC, okay, lifts, security devices as well, and so on. So the main strength is that it's native for mechanical systems, and it's also great for large scale projects, right? We can go again, we can go over AP, and we are good to go to all the floors we want, or all the buildings we have, and so on. So it's great. Weakness: not many products for applications other than HVAC compared to KNX, okay? Compared to KNX. So we do have lighting controllers. Yes, we do have lighting controllers in BACnet, of course, they are great. Dimmers, on-offs, and so on. We don't have a lot of keypads, BACnet keypads. We don't have a lot of thermostat keypads, like a huge range, like beautiful design or functional or for fan coil or not. So we don't have, I'm talking about the range of products we have available in the market, okay? So this is important when I say the strength of the weakness for each protocol. So let's talk about Modbus. Modbus is cheap. First of all, okay, this is what I like from Modbus. It's very cheap. You don't need to compared to BACnet, for instance, it's cheaper. In the BACnet, you need to pay for licenses. You don't have to pay for licenses in Modbus, okay? It's quite fast as well. Let me say that it's quite fast. If you're using a Modbus RTU, it's great. You can get information from any device in milliseconds, okay, which is amazing, which is wonderful. You can do that, and it works. It simply works. So many devices, many PLCs, many automation devices use Modbus. Every automation engineer is familiar. It feels good with talking to Modbus. It's not something like, okay, I don't want to work with. And again, it's cheap and it's available in the market. We also have Modbus keypads. It's easy to find as well. We also have thermostats, keypads, thermostats with Modbus. Many controllers Modbus, many also sensors, okay, occupancy sensors, many proof sensors, many temperature sensors, humidity, many devices in Modbus. So it's wide available. That's what I like. And you can use it for metering. You can use to communicate with solar inverters. We can, as we can see in an example, UPS, industry, power plants, and every kind of devices. It simply works. Okay, it simply works. Now it's more accepted in the market. Modbus TCP, actually, we can find many Modbus TCP devices. Great. It's simply great, right? Because you just need to run a cable to that device and you grab all the information. And again, if we are talking about a device that we need to get information super fast because it's critical, let's say metering, and we need to measure the current or the voltage every millisecond, we can do it with Modbus. Much better than KNX. Why? Because we don't want to overload the KNX bus with that information that is also shared. That cable, the KNX cable, is also shared with lighting control applications. So we don't want to go over than 5% of occupancy in the bus, right? Of overloading. So we don't want to go that. My advice is to use the appropriate protocol for the right application. That's what I would say, and then we are good. Simplicity, low cost, broad availability, and simple use. This is what I would say. Weakness, not many products for applications other than industrial applications. That means we don't have many products for homes, for residential projects, or even for commercial. Well, commercial we can find something, yeah, but it's not as much as KNX, for instance, okay? So KNX is not the best protocol in terms of everything, okay? It's not like, okay, it fulfills all the needs in the market like A, B, C, D, F, G. But what I like about KNX is the range of products that we can find, okay, in the market. This is great, and this is why I always like or prefer to go to KNX as the backbone in the building. And then, okay, if you need to connect to Modbus, you just use a KNX Modbus gateway, which is, by the way, very cheap. If you need to communicate with BACnet, you do the same. And if you need to communicate with some other protocol, you actually do the same with a gateway and you are good. Okay, but my approach, I always say this, is to go for KNX as the backbone, okay, as the topology backbone, and then from there you can go to any application that you want. All right, so BMS, okay, BMS is a software platform connecting multiple protocols and several applications: lighting, HVAC, energy, security, access, and much more. Okay, there is something important that I need to tell you about the BMS. The problem is that every division wants to install or wants to implement their own BMS. Okay, so in real life, let's talk about real projects. When we go to a building, let's say a building, hotel, or any other building, we find that we have 3 BMS. Really, this is what is happening. Why? So because each, again, division, contractor, they want to install their own BMS and they don't want to mess with other ones. So this is the reality. Okay. What happens? We have the chance to get them all together, which I think is the best, because the end user will incur in less costs. Of course, it will be cheaper. You can find in the market many BMS that can talk several applications, that can talk and integrate several protocols like KNX, BACnet, Modbus, SNMP, and much more. That's a fact, and this is what is happening. So I recommend, if you have the possibility, go for one BMS. I mean, let's say the people that is here today is, most of you are system integrators. Okay, so yeah, you are in favor of this. Okay, so if you can integrate all of them, that would be great. But I understand that sometimes it's not possible, because actually, as per code maybe, or as per some local regulation, you cannot mix HVAC, BMS, or even about the insurance things. You cannot mix lighting control with HVAC in terms also of warranty and so on. But if you have the chance, go for it. Some examples of BMS. Okay, we have Niagara. Niagara is from Tritium, is very well known in the USA. It's super accepted in the US market. I'm talking now about the US market, and it talks directly with all these protocols that I'm talking about today. Okay, we also have NetX Automation. It's also another product, another BMS that is not tied, not linked to any company. Okay. Another example is Siemens DeSico. This is from Siemens, of course. We also have EcoStructure from Schneider Electric. We have Honeywell BMS, and we have AceBar as well. So we have much more. Okay, we have much more. So again, the point is that these BMS, or the idea of a BMS, is to integrate many protocols and to make them work all together and to provide a visualization for all the applications in the building. That would be the best approach for a BMS. Okay. Weakness: some are manufacturer or brand oriented, like Siemens, for instance. Right. I have to say that with Siemens DeSico, you also can integrate lighting and the HVAC, of course, and also with the EcoStructure. Okay, but they are tied. They are from a brand. They are not brand agnostic or company agnostic, let's say. Okay, I'm not saying that's a problem. Okay, at all. Absolutely not. It's great. It's amazing. So I'm just giving you the facts. All right. So in the USA, we have Division 25. Division 25 Integrated Automation. It's a division that takes care of all these protocols, or takes care that all these different divisions in the building, like mechanical or electrical or plumbing or whatever, they are all in the same, under the same umbrella. Okay, under the same, they all communicate each other. We don't want to install an occupancy sensor in a classroom and then to use another one for HVAC control. So when no one is in the room, I can use this one to switch off the lights and another one to switch off the AC. Okay, we don't want to do that. So Division 25 is taking care of this in the USA, and what happens is that there is no money never for Division 25. So that's why, okay, yeah, we need to install 3 BMS, which is even more expensive, but specifiers didn't thought. Sometimes they do not think about it when they design the building. But we are doing good. I mean, I mean, not all of them, and I have to say that many great MEPs or maybe great specifiers, they go for Division 25, and many developers, they do care about Division 25 in the USA, and yes, they include it in the budget and they include as an option. All right, so it ensures that KNX, BACnet, and Modbus unify under BMS and they talk together, okay? And the main benefit for a Division 25 is that integration becomes contractual, not an option, okay? So this is actually one of the main benefits of this. The disadvantage, as I said before, sometimes there is no budget for Division 25. So KNX Catalyst is saying in the chat, are you sure this is correct about Division 25? If you think I'm not sure, you can of course say what you think I'm not sure or I'm wrong. Absolutely, please. If there is someone in the chat that has more information, please feel free to say it. No problem at all. I'm happy to hear you. All right. So gateways versus BMS, okay? So we can communicate with other protocols with a gateway, okay? We have gateways in the market, like many brands, okay? I'm not going to mention any brand, but we have gateways from KNX to BACnet, KNX to Modbus, KNX to many things, or BACnet to Modbus and the other way around. We have many of these products available in the market, okay? And we can go for a hardware solution, okay, which is, okay, to integrate this protocol into this one, and we can go for a software solution. So when we go with a BMS, we are looking for a software solution that we can integrate and we can match this variable with this variable, okay? So actually we are doing the same in a BMS, so we can actually do the same. We can integrate KNX into Modbus and Modbus into KNX and the other, and it's bi-directional. I will show you in an example. So we can go with a gateway, okay, hardware. It's simple, low cost, no license, and limited points, okay? That's the disadvantage. No global view, vendor dependent, because of course there is a brand behind selling this device. Again, this is not a problem. I'm not saying this is a problem. This is just how it is, how the market is working, okay? Which is great. Or we can go for a BMS solution, and which is scalable. It's a unified platform. We have everything all together there. And we can also apply advanced logic and remote access, okay? The difference between the gateways. One disadvantage is higher cost, okay? I'll say that, yeah, because you need to think about hardware, usually a PC or computer, and you need to go for the software after that. So it also requires training. It's not easy, it's not plug and play, it's not something like, okay, you map this variable with this one, all right? And it may overkill for small projects. Yeah, if you have a small project, maybe you just use a gateway to communicate or to get information from Modbus into KNX, and you are good to go. You don't need to go for a full BMS solution, okay? All right, so BMS and KNX compatibility. So NetX automation, this is, again, I'm not trying to promote any brand here. I'm not trying to promote any of this. I'm just talking what, according to my experience, what I know from the market, okay? So NetX automation is one of the BMS. This is well known among the KNX partners worldwide, okay? And it's native KNX IP. So I can connect directly to any KNX IP router or KNX IP interface, and I can grab all the information from the field into the BMS. Siemens Desigo CC from Siemens, I can also use a KNX IP driver, no problem, and I can communicate also natively to KNX IP gateway, either router or gateway. EcoStructure, Schneider Electric, I use the KNX IP driver as well in the software, and again, wonderful. Alexander Meyer with AceBar SCADA as well. It's also KNX. This is also well known among the KNX partners, KNX community. Wonderful, amazing. Niagara, it's well known in the USA, I have to say. KNX with third-party driver, it talks directly to KNX as well. So again, many people in the US always ask me, hey Jose, can we talk to KNX with our existing BMS? Okay, which BMS are we using? We are using Niagara. So yes, you can do that. Okay. Honeywell, you can also use a third-party driver and you can make it work. Johnson Control as well, through a KNX via gateway, or this tech you need to use a gateway, or Allerton you need to use a gateway as well. Okay, gateway to get all the information into BACnet and then BACnet BMS. All right, so again, this is just an example. This is some of the BMS that we have in the market. We have much more. Okay, much more, absolutely. All right, so real project example. Again, this is not a fact. This is not a matter of fact. This is not something that I'm saying it should be like this. Okay, this is important. This could be a project. So we have in KNX we have all the lighting and the shading control. Okay, why? Because it's easy to find dimmers and actuators and on-off switching actuators in the market. Fantastic. Shading as well, because it's easy to find shading controllers as well. We use BACnet to get the HVAC signals. We use BACnet to control the HVAC devices. Why? Because the AC devices that the mechanical contractor installed in the building, they already talk BACnet. Okay, great. We also have Modbus. We can have that in a real project. Usually maybe for energy meters. Okay, they talk Modbus, easy, fast, important. Maybe I need to get information very fast or every second. Okay, because I want to make graphs or whatever. Okay, so for some reason I want to monitor in a millisecond or even in a second window time the information from the meters. Okay, great. And the BMS is connecting all this system with one interface. Why I want to do this? Why? So I'll say this. Why I don't want to control HVAC into KNX? Okay, if the HVAC system is already talking BACnet, you don't need to you don't need to change all the HVAC system to go into to make it KNX. Okay, this is important. You are losing time, you are losing money, and you are making a mess. So I'd say, from my point of view, again, you don't need to do that. You can keep BACnet. You don't need to find the gateway to communicate with the fan coil in KNX. No, if it already talks BACnet, you can leave it like this. Do not make an extra expense on this, extra cost on this. Okay. Same for Modbus. If you find a wide available energy meter in the market and it talks Modbus, great. I mean, great. You can get it into, if you want, you can get it into KNX. We have very affordable and cheap and good price and available in the market Modbus KNX gateways, hardware. Or you can use it directly into the BMS. You can put it directly into the BMS, and then you can grab information there. If you need it in KNX, you can always map Modbus to KNX, but if you don't need it, you can just leave it into the BMS. Okay, great. So the benefit of using this is because we may have unified alarms scheduled for everything together: energy consumption, energy efficiency, brand agnostic solution, and this is brand agnostic, okay, and solution oriented. Okay, so this could be an example of a real project. So I have to say, KNX, BACnet, and Modbus, they don't compete together. Okay, I've seen many projects and many of you are asking me. I get many inquiries. Jose, I have a fan coil, or I have an installation that is using BACnet and I want to use KNX. Wait. Maybe you don't need to change everything into KNX, okay? We are not trying, I have always said this in all my webinars, I don't try to push KNX to any building and take out BACnet, take out Modbus from the project. Of course not. They can complement each other, and the idea of this, you as system integrators, the goal is to get the most of the three protocols. I think that's a great approach. Again, KNX could be useful for some solutions, some functions, and Modbus and BACnet as well, okay? So Division 25, as I was saying before, turns integration into a project standards, not an option. That's great because it says what it needs to be done to make all these guys, mechanical, electrical people, talk together, and it's great. BMS is the hub, scalable, unified, and efficient. Okay, I think the fact that you can use a BMS and you can make it scalable, that you can, if you need more data points in the future, you can scale it. That's amazing. Okay, that's amazing. That's also aligned with KNX. KNX is a non-centralized solution. It's not. It's a decentralized solution, and it's aligned with this philosophy. So system integration is the real value for 2025, and your role as professional to make all this work together. Again, we have many people, we have many KNX partners in this live, in this webinar, but I really recommend you not try always to take out the existing protocol in the building. Maybe it's good, and the idea is to get the most of all the protocols together. Okay, if there is no protocol, of course you can push for KNX, or you can push for BACnet, or you can offer anything you want. Maybe you want to have everything in BACnet, okay, or KNX, which is great. But if you already have some protocols, do not try never to take it out unless it's 100% necessary. Okay, but what I'm showing you today is that it's not necessary, and all of them can stay in the same building, in the same project. Okay, so at this point, before going into our real project, do you have any question for this? Okay, I can see Smart Building Solutions US is, are you going to show real project? Yes, I'm going to show a real project. Correct. Yes, in a few seconds, minutes. All right, so any other question here? Anything else you'd like to know? We also have people from Colombia. Wonderful. Okay, Florida, Marcus, nice to talk to you. Peru as well, Albania, as I said, Italy, Germany, UK. Ian, my friend, how are you? Mr. Gordon, nice to see you here. It's a pleasure to have you in this live event. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so do you have any other question? No? Okay. You can ask in the chat any question you have anytime. Okay, so really feel free. And I'd like to say again, thank you very much for all the people that is participating in this webinar. I have to say I'm very excited to run this webinar and to have the opportunity to push KNX in the USA. I think it's a great country with a lot of possibilities, with a lot of options. You can go as far as you wish, and as I always say to many people, building automation, let's say building automation, okay, I'm not saying too much into the home automation business. Let's say building automation in the USA is not a nice to have, it's a must have. Okay, so the potential for KNX is huge, because you don't need to convince anyone, okay, maybe you need to think about KNX in your building, or maybe KNX is going to help you to do this or that. No, you just need to compete with the already existing protocol or solution that he has in the building already, and you just need to try to get KNX into the project, okay? Because believe it or not, some protocol or some solution, some automation solution is going to be in the project with or without KNX. So that's the good part. I think it's easier. All right, so I have some questions here. Kenya, hey, Electrodata, nice to see you here. Based on that philosophy, we can include lawn and ocean. Absolutely, my friend. And you can use MQTT, and you can use Zigbee, and you can use any protocol that you want that may be helpful. LoRa. Oh, by the way, I want to mention LoRa. Okay, many of you are professionals here, so I want to mention LoRa because I'm a telecommunications engineer, and I'm not in favor of radio frequency solutions, okay, especially for this critical lighting control or HVAC control. Let me be honest with you, okay? So I'm not a big I don't defend so much the wireless solutions like in Ocean or Zigbee, but I have to say that LoRa, for instance, is very robust. It's powerful. It's I recommend you to take a look at that when you have a project where you need to monitor many things in the building where you need to have, like, let's say for instance, magnet sensors from the windows, or you need to monitor the temperature into fridges. You need to check air quality in 100 rooms in restaurants, for instance, and this is a retrofitting. Or take a look at LoRa. I recently discovered this, and I think I'm gonna make a webinar about this, and also about MQTT, because many of you are asking me how to get information from the field and how to upload it to the cloud. Okay, so for this, and wireless, so for this LoRa, and LoRa for wireless, and then MQTT to the cloud is great. It's simply great. So I think I'm gonna make a webinar about this, okay? And if you need some KNX lighting control, you can also implement like KNX into the same solution. It's really great, but I will talk about this in another webinar. So, okay, yes. Well, I have to say Longmark is, as for my experience, and I might be wrong, okay? But what I heard is that it's going down. I mean, it's not going up, right? Like another protocols. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I heard. And what is the biggest hardware challenges when integrating the protocols? To know the protocols. That's what I say. I'm engineer, as I said before. Fine. When I first time saw Modbus, what is this? I mean, at the beginning it was difficult to understand coil. What is this? Analog input, 1 bit, 1 byte. What is this, right? So again, at the beginning, it was not that easy as BACnet, for instance. But I think that the hardest thing to integrate all these protocols is to understand how they work. Okay, to know the details of these protocols. I think that's the challenge. Okay, each protocol has its own best use, absolutely. And I would say KNX real strength is the huge variety of brands and design options and products available in the market. I'm not going now into the UL listed or certified or not UL for the US market, but you are right. KNX has a huge range of KNX of products in the market, which makes it wonderful as a first solution for a building. Okay, let's continue quickly with a BMS. Okay, I need to see it as well where you are. Okay, so I guess you can see here, this is a real project. Okay, I'm not going to program anything here, okay, but this is a real project where we are using many protocols, okay? And I want to show you the protocols I'm using here, so you can have an idea how we can integrate, or how can we make them all together, okay? Okay, so this is a BMS. This is the tree view, and I have to say this is very common for many other BMS in the market, okay? This way to work, or this environment, I would say, okay? This environment. So as you can see here, I have KNX, okay? I have KNX here. So I connected to an IP interface. And I can get all these group addresses from the KNX project. I can get them. No, I need to type them. I need to import, okay? I need to import the ETS project. Depends on the BMS. You may import the project into the KNX ETS project into the BMS, or you need to type it manually, the group addresses, okay? Depends on the BMS. Okay, so for instance, in this IP gateway, I can control all these devices, okay? These are the devices, 1.1. All these devices, room controllers, power supplies, all these devices. So as you can see, I can see the value true, okay? True means they are alive, okay? Alive. So that's useful because I can generate an alarm that if a device is not up, send an email, okay? This is useful. And for free, I mean, including the BMS. This is one of the things I can do with a BMS. All right, so if I go into climatization, wrong word, okay? This is HVAC, okay? This is in Spanish, forgive me about this. And I can go to heating and I can see all the functions here, okay? all the functions. So I have here zone 1, ventilation, fan coil, everything here, zone, all the faults and everything, and all the values here. So again, the BMS is asking the group addresses or getting information through the group addresses, KNX group addresses, about the status, about the value of every group address. Okay? Okay, good. So I have here KNX. I have here a lot of KNX devices and KNX functions here as well. Okay, for instance, there is no one talking to this group address, so that's why it's like this. So it didn't get information. Okay, so the quality is uncertain, as you can see in the right hand side, and the timestamp is this, read and write, and yeah. Anyway, this variable, this item is not updated, so it's not good. Okay. BACnet. So in this project, I also have BACnet. Okay, I'm using a KNX. Sorry, I'm using the BACnet device. In this case, this is a UPS. Okay, this is a UPS. So I can get, this is one phase, if I'm not mistaken. This is one phase device. So I can get the value here of phase 1. Okay, this is volts. So in this case, again, only one phase, so I can get real time the value here. All right, I can see the out power, in this case 6 amperes, the consumption. This is UPS only for few things. All right, and again, to get these variables, these items here, I just need to connect to these BACnet devices. I just need to add a device, and then I can grab all the object definitions. Once I grab them all, I have them here in this window. Again, this is almost the same for every BMS. Okay, so I have all the variables from a BACnet, from the BACnet side, and I can also have a polling interval. I can configure this. In this case, it's 5 seconds, but I can change it to any millisecond if I want. Okay, let me tell you something. Let's say I need to monitor this every millisecond. Okay, every millisecond. This is done through IP. So I'm getting the information from the device over IP, and I'm getting the information every millisecond. If I want to do that for all these variables, for all these items in KNX, that's impossible. That's impossible to do it. Why? Because I will be overloading the KNX bus, and there is no need for this. Okay, so my advice, if you have a device that you need to get information from very often, like how can I say, if you need to get information like very fast, very quick, all the time, like every, again, millisecond, second, or whatever, don't go KNX. KNX is not the best solution to get information from the bus every millisecond. It's not. Go for solutions like Modbus, or go for solutions like BACnet, okay? Especially Modbus. All right? And also, if I need to check the distance, let's say a tank, water tank, okay? For instance, and it's critical to get the information every second, maybe KNX is not the best solution. However, if I need to get the information, I just need to know every minute if it goes up or down. It's just drinking water, so I don't need to get information every millisecond or every 500 milliseconds, okay? So you can stay in KNX. You don't need to go for Modbus in this case, okay? I hope this is clear. Okay, going back to the project, I already showed you BACnet, all right? And I want to show you here, well, let me finish with the item 3. Okay, I have BACnet, okay? All the variables from BACnet. Amazing, beautiful. And, and I also have Modbus. Okay, so in this case, let me see. Okay, I have an AC machine here. So this machine was not enabled for BACnet, but for Modbus. So we decided to install a Modbus card to get the information, very cheap by the way, and we made it. And we have all the holding registers here, so we can get all the information from the machine real time and very fast. Maybe for this machine is critical to get information very fast. for whatever reason, so I went Modbus. Okay, all right. I have a lot of proofs here, a lot of things. I mean, and what I like about this is that you don't need to go to the original manufacturer thermostat to get all the information like errors or something. But take a look. I mean, I also have the status of the compressor, right? So I know this is 11. That means is I don't know, whatever mode. I don't have it in my mind now. Okay, but I think it's blowing air, let's say. I also have the operation mode and the analog output for this pump. Okay, great. I mean, I don't need it, but just in case you need it, you have it. So in this case, we have two machines, and we also have here holding registers and yeah, just holding registers. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful. So I can also have in this project, I also have Modbus protocol. Okay, I also have here, let me see. Yes, I wanted to show you this solar inverter. So in this case, we have an inverter for the solar panels. Okay, and what is important here, let me see. I think is this one. System, I think is, I don't know which one is now, but I'm sure I'm getting the information. I don't know which one is. Yeah, but one of them. Okay, so I'm getting all this information, and believe me, this information is coming to here very fast. So I really need to get all this information very fast into the system because it's changing and it's critical. Okay, so in this case, Modbus makes sense more than KNX. So do not think, again, as I was saying before, do not go for KNX for everything. Maybe in this case, for instance, I need to get the voltage and current and the power every second. Okay, so I went for Modbus, right? But again, the point here is to use the right protocol for the right application. That's the key to succeed in this kind of integration projects. Okay, and in this case, let me see what I have here. This is an stabilizer. Okay, I also have here, take a look, some other variables here I can get. Also, yeah, voltage value. This is a 3-phase, so I have 1, 2, 3 phases here. Great. So in this case, I'm getting this information from Modbus. SNMP. Let me talk to you about this protocol. This protocol is very well known for network devices. So I don't know if you heard about this SNMP protocol, but you can get information from any device, any network device in the field, in the project. From my point of view, just to know or just to see if this device is alive or not, from my point of view, it makes sense. Okay, so for instance, I'm monitoring here a KNX server, which is a network device, and I'm monitoring here a touch panel. Okay, 19 inches touch panel. So take a look at this. This is SNMP protocol. Okay, I will not go into this, but you can see, you can read the system uptime, so you can see how many hours or how many seconds this is on, this is up. I can read value and it gets updated. Okay, right away. Yeah, okay, so it's great. And again, just to see if this is alive or not alive, from my point of view, it makes sense. Okay, I was showing you this. I was talking about this sys uptime. In this case, I'm monitoring through SNMP, a KNX server, and touch panel. Okay, 19 inches. Great. Do I have something else, some other protocol? No. Okay, so in this project, I only have these protocols. Okay. Yeah, I just changed the screen. Thank you, Alban. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's more useful to see the screen than me. All right. So good point for a BMS. I can get information geo. Take a look. According to the GPS, it knows GPS values. It knows where the project is. So you can get the sunrise time and the sunset time. You don't need a GPS third-party device. You can get this from the internet, right? This is good. We also have the altitude. We also have the azimuth. Anything you want also for shading control, okay, which is great. All right, so we also have, we can also have a lot of functions here, virtual variables and many things. Okay, I wanted to show you, let me finish with this screen with the item tree. And in this case, we have, this is the information from today. So, okay, so this is real. This is real BMS. We can also have holidays. We can also store here some temperatures. I'm not using this functionality, but we can store in the server this thing, and we can even get news. I can connect to some RSS server, and I can get information real time. Okay. So yeah, very useful, very useful. Let me see custom. I don't have anything. I have virtual. Yeah, okay. I will not go into this again. I don't pretend to train you today or to show you how to program a BMS. That's not the goal for today. Okay, but I just wanted to know the power of this, and I want to go into this V-link definitions. So this is great. Take a look. So source. So this is, I'm checking this from this variable. Okay. This is the source, and this is the item. So whatever is here is being pushed into this group address with this interface. So the group address is 11013. Okay, this is KNX address. So this is a gateway. This is a gateway. Whatever is here, I don't know now, maybe temperature value or whatever value. Okay, but whatever is that, I can push it into KNX and the other way around. Okay, so from this solar system holding registers, it's pushing the information, it's mapping the information into this value, this variable. Okay, which is great. This is mapping. This is a gateway. Okay, this is like a hardware gateway, and it's useful. So again, with a BMS well programmed, you don't need to go, or let's say in this way, you may replace local hardware gateways, let's say BACnet KNX or Modbus BACnet or whatever. Okay, so I'm not saying it's the best solution. I'm not saying you need to go to this. I'm just saying take a look at it. Take a look at it, because sometimes it's the solution you want. Sometimes you don't want to install or to have in the building 50 KNX gateways, and each of them cost a lot of money, especially when they are KNX BACnet, because BACnet has licenses associated with it. So maybe it's a good solution to go for a software solution like this. Okay. All right. So I wanted to show you this. I don't know if you have some questions. I'm super happy to assist you, to help you. Okay. So let me see the chat. Some of you are okay. Good to see how that looks like. You mean how does the visualization looks on this project? Oh yeah, of course. Let's go for that. Okay. Let me do something. I know you don't see my screen. I'm logging. Okay. I'm 1 second. Visualization. Okay, let's go. I hope and wish you can see it, because it's quite small. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it. I know it's small. Okay, now it's a bit bigger. Okay, so this is the web manager. Okay, and I can move around the different the main floor now. So I can see the kitchen, the office. This is the fan coil, so I can control everything. This is real time. Now it's off. The system is off. Okay, and this is why this was useful. This is why I was saying, take a look. To know, I can also monitor alarms. I can get the temperature from the KNX power supply. This is the KNX power supply, and this is the bus load right now. I'm getting this because the KNX power supply, the KNX power supply has diagnostics, okay? Some of you didn't use these power supplies. I know they are a bit more expensive, but they are very useful. But you can get temperature, you can get bus load, you can get many things, alarms, and so on. And do you remember the sysuptime, the SNMP that I was talking before? So there you go. You have the KNX server sysuptime, so you may know when was the last time the server was reset. Okay, useful, fine. I can also reset the bus from here. I can grab values and so on. This is fan coil controllers, so I can control the different fan coils. This is linked, this visualization, every button here, everything here is linked with a variable or with a data point, with an item in the BMS, okay? All right, we also have underflow heating, we have many things. If we go, we can go to the rooftop, and these are the machines, the AC machines I was talking about before. So these are two machines from Mitsubishi Electric. You can get the error codes. You can see the compression, the compressor suction proof, temperature, the pressure. This is, of course, this is not useful. Maybe, I don't know. For me, it's not. I'm not a mechanical contractor, okay, but for me this is not useful, but maybe for maintenance is useful, because you can see that this is below some value, so it's useful. And I can also control this is the UPS I was talking about before. So I have, this is the stabilizer. So I have the input and the output. This is real time, so I can see this is stabilizing the voltage. And in this case, I have two machines, okay, error code 00. I can also go to the UPS, and I can get the information from the UPS. Everything is good, everything is up and running, everything is okay. And I can see here that the power fail counter, this is nice. I mean, I know how many times the battery or the device, the mains power of the UPS went off. I mean, no electricity, it went into battery mode, okay? So I can see here. And the last time, it was January 23rd. Great. Okay, and I can see the power consumption and yeah, many things. It's great. It's great. So I have the stabilizer here as well. I can see all the values, input and output, real time as well. And I can also see the status. And by the way, in the bottom line, I can see that the server is online, the day of today, and the temperature. I'm getting the temperature from two proofs, okay, outdoor proofs. So yeah, I can get it. It's great. This is very simple, actually. Okay, so this is just for a villa. It's not something too fancy, but I just wanted to show you this. Okay, all right. So questions. It's time for questions now. I don't know if you have any question for me. If you like to know something else, now it's the time. Okay, how much is the software license for a NetX Core Server Studio? You may contact NetX, or you may contact any other BMS software company in the market. We have many in the market. You may contact them. I don't have that information with me. I'm sorry. The good point of this is that, again, as I showed you before, we have many BMS options in the market. We have many possibilities in the market. Brand dependent, which is great, brand independent, which is also great. When I say brand, I meant companies like Siemens, or that they also produce devices, which is great. So it depends on your needs and your project. All right, so questions. Time to go for some questions now. I'm happy to help you or to answer them. I think I answered almost all the questions. I'm gonna wait a few seconds or 1-2 minutes, because I understand there is some delay. And yeah, I have to say thank you so much again for being with me today here. We were very excited about this webinar. And if you don't follow KNX National Group USA yet, I recommend you to do it. It's being very, very, very active recently, because we've been participating in many great shows across the US. So I really, really recommend you to follow us and stay in touch, stay tuned for our next webinars, next live sessions. And yeah, and I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, if there is something I can help you with, even if you are from US or you are not from US, I'm always open. You have my LinkedIn account. You can follow me on LinkedIn. You know how to reach me. Okay, so I really appreciate you to be here today. Okay, so I don't know if you have some questions, some more questions. Great webinar. Thank you, Alban. Thank you so much for that word, And you have here my email. Okay, feel free to reach me. Feel free to contact me anytime, and whatever I can be helpful for you. I mean, I've been doing this for many years, so I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to answer your questions. Anything, if you are starting with KNX, is the great moment. I will help you. If you are an expert, I will also help you as well. And if I can, or I'm happy to learn from you. To be honest, I'm always learning from you guys. So anytime I'm here. All right. So yeah, Rami, no, thank you for being here today. Eric, also thank you so much. It was great to see you also. Ian Gordon, of course, my pleasure. Hope to see you soon, my friend, at some event, somewhere around the world. Okay, I hope to see you soon. I wish, thank you so much. Right, this webinar has been recorded, and I hope and wish it will be live again in the next minutes if you want to take a look at it. And yeah, I hope it was useful for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. If you learned something, the goal for this webinar has been accomplished. Okay, thank you so much again. Reach me anytime. Follow me on LinkedIn and follow KNX, follow KNX USA, and see you on social media or see you in person at some part of the world. Thank you very much, and see you very soon.